Welcome. This is Callie Carroll, and you're listening to a special series where we're diving into Rhonda Byrne's book, The Magic, taking 28 days to have intentional gratitude to see how our lives can change. It is a part of Good Morning Sunshines where we wake up to see that perspective reveals miracles. And guys, I'm telling you, gratitude can change your world. Let's get started. Good morning, sunshines. Callie Carroll here, kicking off a new series I'm really excited about, really passionate about, and it's all going to be about your gratitude. And today we're going to kind of just do an introduction and ask ourselves whether or not we are really leading a grateful life, if we're leading with gratitude. And the first thing that I want to just point out is, anybody else parents out there? Okay. So most of us as parents, we say this thing to our children when they want something. They want their sippy cup, they want a water, they want mac and cheese, they want a hug, whatever it is. We're like, what are the magic words? Anybody else do this or just me? What are the magic or you were told that as a kid, right? What are the magic words? And it's of course you're waiting for the please and the thank you. So the please, mommy, and then you give it to them like, okay, now what? Thank you. And that's not what this is all about, but I love it because it connects the originality of the magic words to a magic practice that we're going to be going into. And looking back at like the last time, maybe a lot of people were really, really completely grateful through and through their soul. And I call this like the stage of wonder. Again, going back to our children, I encourage you to watch a child play. If you're in the preschool stage like me, you have plenty of opportunities, right? If you decided that as a 40-year-old, you were going to have two more babies, even though your bigs were almost grown, you might pay attention even more. And if you don't have kids, just, don't be weird about it, but, like go to the park and like check out the way kids play. I don't know, maybe not that, find a different way. But when you watch children be in their state of wonder, like, why can a child just play in a pile of dirt for 2 hours when it's freezing out and they're not wearing a jacket and they just don't care because they are so infatuated and in wonder with everything that's around them? A park is just like their playground of life that they can be involved and active in for hours. Like, aren't you sick of the park yet? Hours and hours and hours. Or just watching them discover something new, crawling around the floor where all of a sudden their little hands are, like teetering and playing with who knows what, because they're just like, what is this? And then they're in the stage of wonder. And even though they don't identify it as gratitude, really I see the connection there. Looking around you at the world in just awe of, wow, how did that get there? How did someone create this microphone? This is wondrous. And with that wonder and that inquisitive mind comes like, this is really cool. And it leads towards this feeling of gratitude, which brings me to my next point. When I say, when's the last time you've really felt grateful, or do you lead a grateful life? I think a lot of people initially, and this was me before I really found this practice, was, saying thank you. When somebody opens the door for you, thank you. Somebody brings you something, thank you. Somebody cooks you a meal, thank you. Somebody does the laundry, thank you for sure. But that's being thankful. That's being thankful. That's not being grateful. Those are two different things. Being thankful, saying thank you, like appreciate you, awesome, high five, well, awesome that you did that, awesome that that's there. Gratitude is an actual feeling. Gratitude is something that lives in your heart. That's where I feel it primarily. You can really be in a moment of gratitude and see where it lives for you. Maybe it's in your belly, maybe it's throughout, but for me, it's very strongly right in my heart, especially when I start to practice gratitude deeply. I can feel my chest opening up, my chin lifting, and it's just like this. It almost looks like and appears like confidence, but it's gratitude pouring from my heart. So acknowledging that gratitude isn't a please or thank you. It's not the magic word of that. It comes back to the wonder, the childhood like wonder of this feeling and this emotion that's pouring from your chest. So are you living in it? It's like, I don't know if I'm living in that. How would I know? And what you would do is look in your life and see areas where you are like, I just have so much working for me in this area. It's abundant and it's beautiful and it's wonderful. Maybe that's your career or your relationship or your friendships. And you're not just saying that, like you feel it on a deep level. I would not change a thing. I am so, it's just so extraordinary and miraculous that I get to be in this position with my career, with my spouse, with my friends, with my self love. Wherever you feel that, that's where you're living in wonder. That's where you have the deep emotion of gratitude, because feeling gratitude brings abundance in your world, which is going to be what we talk about next. The point of where I'm leading us today is going to be taking us from a point of please and thank yous to a state of wonder, childlike wonder, and the deep emotion and onset of gratitude through an intentional practice that's not going to be difficult at all, you guys. It's been there all along. It's right in front of your face, and it's not hard to shift, change, or do. It's like you get to have this different life. And then what does that do for you? Okay, so this is leading me to this whole series that we're about to do is based upon Rhonda Byrne's book, The Magic. It's in the Secret series. If you guys have not picked it up, I highly recommend it. I have not only personally done this book, I can't even count the number of times. I'd have to go back through all my notes and everything that I've taken down. But I've had groups upon groups upon groups who have done this with me. And I wanted to create this official area where we could work through it together and I could provide you support and a conversation based upon each one of the practices and days that you're going to do. So that's what we're diving into. So number one, I would go out, grab that book so you can follow along with us, go at your own pace. That's wonderful. But why do you think saying thank you in a grateful, wondrous, heartfelt way is going to change my life, Cal? Why would you even think that? Number one, because it's changed mine 1,000,000%. You guys can listen to more and more of my stuff and you'll hear how I talk about gratitude and how it's not only helped me succeed through some major things, but really survive in my most deep and dark times. Gratitude has meant the world to me in my survival and my thriving. But there's also a bigger background that Rhonda shares with us, of course. The first thing is I'm going to share a statement with you, okay, because this is going to come up over and over again. And it's from the Gospel of Matthew and the Holy Scriptures. Whoever has will be given more, and he will have an abundance. Who does not have, even what he has, will be taken from him. Now that's just confusing. Whoever has is going to get more, and if you don't have, you're not going to get any. Like that kind of sounds like kind of crappy, I guess. Rich are going to get richer, poor are going to get poorer, is what she says in here. But it's missing the magical piece in there, the true, like I said again, emotion of what that's talking about, and it's about gratitude. Whoever has gratitude will be given more, and he or she will have an abundance. Whoever does not have gratitude, even that which he or she has, will be taken from them. And that might, if you're new to this, you might be like, that sounds like a bunch of malarkey. We'll go through some more evidence here. Again, personally experiencing this has been incredible, which is why we continue to do it over and over again. And I desire to teach other people the magic that she has taken the time to provide to us in this like simple formula, which is so cool. It's not like you just have to go out there and try to figure it out yourself. It's right here. So a couple things for evidence for you. There's historical evidence and basically like laws, universal laws, principles. The first one is the law of attraction. And this repeats itself in book upon book upon book upon podcast upon talk upon TED Talk. All the different things talk about the law of attraction and how the vibration of your being, what you're doing, the energy that you're creating, putting out there is the same energy that's coming back to you. It's going to meet you where you're at. Like attracts like. Every cell of every living creature, we're made of 300 trillion cells, right? All of those cells are vibrating at a certain level, and that vibration is attracting vibrations of a similar level, which means if you're vibrating at a lower level out of ungratitude, criticism, fear, worry, angst, anger, you're going to get all of that just going to be flowing towards you. It's just coming on in. Come on in. I'm real pissed off today. Okay, look at all those pissed off soldiers. They're coming right at me. Why is my life always like catapulting? Oh, that's what I'm putting out there. I'm getting it back. The law of attraction. Equally, you look over and like, why is that person? Everything always happens for them. It always happens for them. Like, why do they keep getting and getting and getting? Even through my son's cancer journey, and we got some really challenging news. Still, it was like, how do we keep receiving in abundance, receiving light and love and prayers and support and community and people just showing up all over the place? Why are they always getting? Why are they always receiving? It's the law of attraction. So that's the first one. The next one is going to go to Newton's fundamental laws of motion, one of which says every action always has an opposite and equal reaction. So looking at it in the terms of gratitude, every action of giving thanks always causes an opposite reaction of receiving. When we give, we receive. Now, we're not giving thanks to receive. We're giving thanks because it's a feeling of gratitude. It's the wonder and the emotion within us. But when we do that, receiving is the natural occurrence. And if you decide to go through this with us, you're gonna see proof. There's going to be evidence, personal evidence that you're going to have. And she goes on to explain this throughout like historical precedents of everybody connecting to gratitude, whether that's in the Krishna, King David, in the Bible, Buddha, Muhammad, all of these different instances and mentions and acknowledgments of the power of gratitude. And then expressing how this has supported her, the author, Rhonda, in this. But she's received throughout this time, you guys, I just want you to know, thousands of letters and commentary about how people who are nearly in divorce are now happily married. People are in complete financial turmoil, all of a sudden have this prosperity coming into the world. People who are in a state of depression overcome with joy. Letter after letter. Because when you decide that you're going to change the state of your being and move from a more negative vibrational standpoint of your life and move into this positive standpoint, you're going to start attracting different things. Some things will change overnight. Some things it's going to take time, which is why we dive into a practice. Last thing here for today. And then you have a couple days to go out and get the books. Last thing is how to do our practice. There are going to be 28 intentional days that she's going to walk us through. Intentional days of gratitude. First, we're going to give gratitude for things of our past, things that have happened for us. Then we're going to give gratitude for things that we desire. Then we're going to really solidify it by making it a deeper gratitude practice and seeing how we can involve it in every area of our lives. And the best part is this doesn't take a long time if you guys want to join us. Like literally, it's 5 to 10 pages, maybe less per day. And the practice isn't like carve an hour out of your day. You're actually going to do the gratitude practice in your daily life because that's what real gratitude is. You live it. It's not I spend an hour in the morning doing my gratitude. No, it's something you live with. So you just go about your normal business, but you're going to be applying these different intentional focuses each and every day for 28 days. If you miss a day, the recommendation is to go back to like 3 days previous and then kick back on. But you can do it any way you want. You can do it any way you want. It's going to be the quickest if you do 28 days in a row. It's going to be the most powerful if you do the most 28 days in a row. But you could spend a full week on the first one. You could spend, 2 weeks. So practice it as you see fit. It might take a little bit longer of time, but just do it the way that it works for you. I just hope that you join us. I can't imagine walking around in a world where I could see gratitude pouring from all of the beautiful souls who pass me on the streets, the kindness that people would show up with, the way that we would give ourselves to others, because that's what happens when you're living from a grateful space. I hope that you guys decide to join us on this new series, The Magic. I want to remind you, Perspective Reveals Miracles. We will be getting back with one more little practice before we start the full 28 days. I appreciate you guys. Light and love from my home to yours, and we'll talk with you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining, and don't forget to subscribe and, of course, share with your friends. Guys, that's how we impact.